Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay. So as we see that tomorrow only the Kartik is starting. So they will try to understand the talk to him. बात हो गया नहीं he can talk it is needed then okay, I'll just share the PPT. हरे कृष्णा दे दो हरे कृष्णा ये कुछ तो कॉन्फ्रेंस के लिए जा रहे हैं पारिजात माता जी ने भेजा है हाँ तो कुछ 6-7 लोग हैं 15 हाँ हाँ 2 घंटा You all are able to see this?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So why we are taking this is that this month also is called as Damodar month, Kartik month, and this is specifically very dear to Srimati Radharani, and that's why this is the month which is very dear to Krishna also. So any activity we do spiritually oriented for the pleasure of Krishna, Krishna is very much pleased by that activity, specifically in this month. So that's why this Damodar month is a very important, nice opportunity for all of us also, and for others to advance in Krishna consciousness. So all over the world, practically, specifically in Middle East countries. Hare Krishna, क्या हुआ? बाहर से जाओ ना, रिक्शा से जाओ ना, क्या बांधव तो जाना, रिक्शा से जाओ, रिक्शा का पैसा भरो, मैं देता हूँ ना बांधव, वही करो समझ नारी बोल. Okay, so this Damodar Ashtakam, many of you must be knowing that this is the Ashtakam which is written in the glorification of the Lord, who was bound by the very loving, affectionate ropes of Mother Yashoda. So here are the two things are there when we talk about Lord or Bhagwan. तो भगवान के दो ये अंग है. These are the two qualities of the Lord which attracts. One is his supreme power, and another is his supreme sweetness. तो ये जो दो है, एक तो है कि उनका भगवत्ता जो छह गुण है उनमें, so that makes him very great. So one side is his greatness and another side is his sweetness. So Krishna is both great and sweet. In Vishnu, Narayana and other avatars, Krishna's greatness is seen, but in Krishna's this specifically Bala Leela, we find this sweetness very much in there, and that's what attracts the devotees. Just a minute, I will close the door. So when what it means is that many people in this world, they are attracted to Krishna by seeing his greatness. They feel that God is very great. आप में से बहुत जन ने देखा भी होगा कि बहुत सारे गाड़ियों के ऊपर या रिक्शा के ऊपर लिखा होता है गॉड इज ग्रेट. आपने देखा होगा. So it just says God is great. So Prabhupada, when he was seeing that statement, he was commenting ki people, they know that God is great, but they don't know how much great he is. So the great God is very attractive. Great God immediately brings uh, the reverence or the gratitude, or everybody becomes very immediately submissive, and they have so much of appreciation for God who is very great. But then we find that many times just being great is incomplete, because there are so many great personalities. But then just because somebody is great, people, they don't love him. In this world, many times people, they want to become great. And do you know why they want to be great? So that people will uh, love them. So, for example, even in somebody's home, somebody purchases some Mercedes Benz or something. So, why he is attempting to do such great things? So that people will appreciate him, and he becomes the kind of the object of their uh, praise and affection and things like that. So we see here in this world, everybody wants to be great so that uh, he can be more happy getting the love of other people. But we see in this world, just becoming great doesn't always attract love. It may attract attention. Attention is different than love. For example, uh, now whatever the great cricket stars or like that are there, they may attract the attention. There may be many fans, followers, but then we see that they are attracted to that personality, but they not necessarily they love him. And that can be seen by when that person loses his form, he's not able to kind of show the similar type of making runs or taking wickets. And then we find that very soon all his fans are gone. Then he becomes very unpopular. So we see that people, they are attracted, but then there is no question of love involved. He is considered very great, and uh, you'll find him in all advertisement, and then everybody talks about him, and then whatever. But then ultimately, they are just attracted because he's giving them some happiness. When he stops that giving happiness, then they also stop being his fan. So that shows that people are attracted to some great thing, but they not necessarily love him. Love doesn't stop at any time. For example, the love of mother doesn't stop when the child fails in exam. Not like that. But here in this world, the kind of attention and fan following is there, that stops when the the hero he he finishes his kind of being on the top. So we see in this world, the greatness attracts, but not necessarily love. It's just attention. So that's why we have to try in this world not to be the uh, point of or the object of attention, but we should try to become the object of love for others, because object of attention is very temporary, short-lived, not very satisfying. Because you see in the cricket match, one of the object which one of the person who gets the maximum attention, everybody's eyes are just kind of they are like glued practically to this one object. Do you know which one? The whole match, everybody is just watching to this. Anybody can guess? Someone?
Winning, Prabhuji.
Pardon?
Is that winning? Everyone is watching match because we want to see our team winning.
Okay, winning. Winning happens in the end only. I'm asking that their eyes are glued to something throughout their match.
The cricket ball, Prabhuji.
Yes, the cricket ball. So they are like almost, they're so watchful and their eyes are glued to the cricket ball. When it goes high in the sky, sixer, they are very joyful and they are always observant whether that ball is crossing the four or that ball is taking the wicket or that ball is. So they're always very. So the ball becomes the point of their attention. But then when the team gets victory, that ball goes to dustbin and nobody cares for it, where that ball goes. The ball which was so much looked after, so much of attention was given to him, but then he is forgotten after the match. So similarly, same thing happens in our life also. Those who want to just be the object of attention, they also go through the same situation like cricket ball. Cricket ball is hit so many times and then he's flung in the sky so many times, and then so many times it is bitten, so many times it has to hit the ground, so many times. So he goes through so much of ups and down, so much, so many people handle him, and but then that is just for that match only. After the match, nobody cares where that ball lies now. So the life is not like that. The life actually becomes very meaningful when we attract love of others, not just attention. So when we are practicing Bhagavad Gita, when we are practicing bhakti, actually we are attracting the love of the Lord. We are attracting the love of Krishna towards us, and then we also attract the love of other beings, because when Krishna is attracted, he becomes very attractive. So then our life is really meaningful, fulfilling. So we see in this world, people feel depression, people feel kind of dejection, not because they are not engaged, not because they are inactive, not because they possess less. But then they feel dejected when they have no purpose for what they have possessed things. So bhakti or Bhagavad Gita, that gives the purpose to the things which we have and what we should do with it. So when there is a purpose, such person whose life had some purpose will never feel any emotional traumas, because he knows that he has a mission, he has a purpose, and then that purpose has to be achieved in all circumstances, whether it's up and down. So here we understand that we are the part and parcel of the Lord Krishna, and that Krishna is object, and the object of not just attention but object of love of everybody. So that object of love, how he becomes, that becomes because of his very important quality, and that is sweetness. It is not just greatness. So God is not just great. God is great, but along with being great, he is sweet also. Sweet means he is very approachable. He is very gentle. He is very considerate. He is very like anybody who does even little thing to him, he remembers it. He's very grateful. So these are the qualities which makes Lord very sweet, like that. So this sweetness is the that's what we find in Vrindavan Dham. Other dhams you'll find his greatness, that how he fights, and then he does so many great miracles, and then he's creating this whole universe and he's maintaining it, and then so that's great, no doubt. But then just because Lord has created this world, not necessarily people will love him. Some people, they tell also that, my dear Lord, why did you make this whole world for us to suffer? So there are people who, they are not grateful, they are complaining that why did you do all these things. Just a minute. Okay, in case there is a problem, I'm just
Recording in progress.
there is a issue here with my laptop. Am I audible properly?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So we were discussing about the sweetness of the Lord, which is very rarely seen. Generally, outside people, they know that Lord is very great, and they love God just because. But then, one of the very important aspect of the Lord is that He is very sweet. The problem with Lord being just great, sometimes people they have little different type of notions. जैसे जब लोगों को बताया जाता है कि देखो भगवान जो है वो ऊपर बैठे हैं और वो सबको जो अच्छा काम करता है उनको अच्छा गिफ्ट देते हैं और जो बुरा काम करता है उसको धुलाई करते हैं, उसको पीटते हैं, उसको दंड देते हैं। तो जो जीवन में किसी को कुछ बुरा होता है तो उनको लगता है कि देखो भगवान मुझे पीट रहे हैं, भगवान देखो मुझे दंड दे रहे हैं और मुझे भी पता भी नहीं है कि दंड किस लिए मिल रहा है मुझे। तो अभी अभी क्या करें, बोल तो नहीं सकते हैं, भगवान भगवान है, अभी भगवान को क्या पूछेंगे। लेकिन पीपल आर रिसेंटफुल, पीपल बिकम very kind of they create they have that kind of feelings for the Lord that just because Lord is great, that doesn't mean that He should keep troubling us. So that is also sometimes people they have that kind of notions. So that is just because they have no proper idea full कि भगवान सिर्फ जैसे पहले स्कूल में टीचर होते थे, अभी भी याद है हमको कि कुछ कुछ टीचर का बहुत डर लगता था उनके क्लास में जाने का, क्योंकि वो पता होता था कि ये बहुत पिटाई करने वाले टीचर है और हमेशा हाथ में छड़ी रहता था उनका, और कुछ भी छोटा मोटा गलती होता था तो 4-5 छड़ी मिलता था यहाँ पे जोर से, और फिर सब लोग हंसते थे देख के कि ये इसको पिटाई हो रहा है। तो people used to fear to go to such classroom. So sometimes people fear God also when they see that अरे God यहाँ पे है और ये पिटाई करने वाले भगवान। तो that greatness is there, but then because that another aspect of the Lord is not properly understood, people feel fearfully respected. So that respect is more of fear than love. और इसलिए आप देखेंगे जो भगवान को मानते हैं तो इंग्लिश में उनको बोलते हैं गॉड फियरिंग पीपल। गॉड फियरिंग मतलब जो भगवान को मानते हैं, लेकिन क्यों मानते हैं? क्योंकि उनको बहुत डर लगता है भगवान का। तो द भागवतम और भगवद गीता डजंट टीच अस टू become God fearing. That is not the point. तो भगवान कुछ डरने की चीज नहीं है भगवान। So he is not some kind of animal in zoo where you keep little far from him, because if you go close then he will hurt you or something. So the Lord is not an object of our fear, but then he is the object of our love. Why? That we understand from Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam, that's why it is called as the essence of all Vedic literature. The highest pinnacle of understanding of God is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Ki how God, although he is the controller of everything, although he is the owner of everything, although he is the supreme, but then just to reciprocate and have loving relationship with his devotees, he becomes subordinate to his own devotees. So that is very attractive. Like once uh, it was there in the news once. क्या हुआ था कि एक बार one Gladstone करके, he was the president in America, and some meeting was there, and then a lot of people were waiting outside, and that Gladstone was not coming out, neither he was allowing entry to anybody inside. So people were waiting outside, and then they were becoming more and more kind of, they were feeling that, oh, we don't know what is going on inside. Is there some meeting going on or what? So one of the very innovative reporter, somehow he climbed the glass window and he started peeping inside. That's how the generally the reporters are. They are expert in all these things. So when the reporter was watching, he was very shocked to see the sight inside. You know what was happening inside? This Gladstone had one small baby. So this Gladstone was playing with his baby inside. When all the other big reporters and things like that were waiting outside. So this Gladstone was on the floor, and then he was carrying his baby on his shoulder. So he was very shocked and very pleased to see that. Why? Because he was seeing that here is a great personality, but now he's behaving like a simple, small, loving father, keeping his own child on his shoulder, and now he's not so much worried about bahar kitne reporter khade hain, but he was just happy playing with his child. So similarly, the Lord is very great, and then so many great personalities are standing in queue to meet him. But then we find that Lord just becomes a coward boy, and then he just plays like a ordinary coward boy in the fields of Vrindavan. So there is nothing official about it. There is nothing. So that is what the sweetness of the Lord is. So when we hear, understand, relish this sweetness, then we actually understand God. One of the very prominent atheists in the West, his name is Nietzsche. So he has written a book which became world famous, and the name of the book was God is Dead. So he said that maybe God may have made this whole world, but the kind of chaos is happening now, that is the proof that God is not there. Now he's dead. बहुत दिन हो गया, तो अभी भगवान नहीं रहेंगे. इतना दिन थोड़ी भगवान रहते हैं वो. So that was his proposition. And in that, in the book also he writes that how he was so much kind of troubled by the religion and the orthodox Christian churches and things like that. His experience was very bad, like that. He saw that everybody is exploiting on the name of God and things like that. So he became atheist. And the picture of God which was portrayed, he didn't actually, he was not very happy with it. That God is like a controller with strong power to control, and then he somebody does some sin or something, then he puts him in hell forever, and then he burns him there in hell. So he was not very happy with that kind of God. So then that's how he became atheist. So although he was atheist, But in the book he mentions, he says that if God comes on my way, dancing and singing, that type of God I may accept, but not this kind of God who is just eagerly punishing people. So this atheist also, sometimes people become atheist by just understanding the greatness, and they don't understand the sweetness. But in our Bhagavatam, we understand that God is one who not only just controls, but he gets controlled himself by love. He dances, he plays flute, and then he roams around in jungles behind the cows. So if this Netse would have a little bit of idea of Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose whole life was just dancing and singing only, there would have been great change. But then, when the religion only sticks to the idea that God is great, there it's like many people can become atheist in due course of time, and that's what is happening now all over the world. So it's very important to give this very important aspect of the Lord to the people in general. तो भागवतम जो है वो भगवान के अलग अलग रूपों का, पहलुओं का वर्णन करता है, उनके गुणों का वर्णन करता है, ताकि हमको समझ आए कि भगवान है क्या, कौन है वो, क्या है उनके गुण क्या है। तो ये कार्तिक जो है स्पेसिफिकली, जैसे हमने लास्ट टाइम भी हमने देखा था कि कैसे ये जो लीला है, यशोदा माता भगवान कृष्ण जो बालक है उनको उखल को बांधती है। So that Leela gives us an understanding that the devotees, they deal with the Lord like a very charming child, and sometimes they bind him, sometimes they chastise him, sometimes they discipline him. So that is very much very, very attractive. So like that. So we are sharing this screen, which we will you all are able to see this?
Most of
So this is the Sri Damodarashtakam, and we will go through the verses. There are 8 verses. So we'll chant and then we'll understand the meaning. Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam. You also can follow.
Namamishwara Satchitanandarupam
Satchidanandarupam
Lasat kundalam gokule bhajamanam
Lasa Kundalam Gokule Bhajamamam
Yashoda bhiyorukaladhavamanam
Yashoda Biyolukalaladvavamam
Paramrushtamatyantato drutya gopya
Paramushtamantam Tato Druta Gopya.
So here the first we'll understand the meaning. Namami means I pay my obeisances, मैं नमस्कार करता हूँ. ईश्वरम, जो ईश्वर है, क्योंकि जो नमस्कार होता है वो ईश्वर को किया जाता है, छोटे बालक को या छोटे लोगों को नमस्कार नहीं किया जाता. तो यहाँ पे बोले कि ये बालक छोटा है लेकिन ये बड़ा है, पूरा विश्व है उसके अंदर. तो नमामि ईश्वरम सच्चिदानंद रूपम, और जो उनका रूप है वो सच्चिदानंद है. सच्चिदानंद है क्यों? क्योंकि ये नहीं समझना चाहिए कि भगवान भी एक छोटे बच्चे हैं या भगवान भी हमारे जैसे ही, ऐसे नहीं सोचना चाहिए. तो इसलिए वो बोलते हैं कि सच्चिदानंद रूपम लसत कुंडलम गोकुले भ्राजमानम. तो यहाँ पे उनका वर्णन किया गया है. कैसे? उनका जो इट्स लाइक ब्यूटी ऑफ द लॉर्ड इज डिस्क्राइब्ड हियर. लसत कुंडलम, उनके जो कुंडल है वो बहुत चमकदार है. तो भगवान के कान में जो कुंडल है वो भी वो ऐसे बड़े कुंडल होते हैं, हिलते हैं वो. और जिस कुंडल जब उनके गाल के ऊपर, गाल भी एकदम चमकदार होता है, तो कुंडल का प्रतिबिंब उनके गाल पे दिखता है. और तो ऐसे उसका वर्णन है. लसत कुंडलम गोकुले भाजमानम यशोदाभियोकुल कुलुख लाघवमानम परामृष्टमत्यंततो धृतगोप्या. कि ऐसे भगवान जिनको माता यशोदा ने विथ कंपटीशन, रनिंग कंपटीशन ने पीछे जाके पकड़ के उखल को बांध दिया, ऐसे भगवान को मैं प्रणाम करता हूँ. तो ये जो पहला श्लोक है, जो सत्यव्रत मुनि उन्होंने ये लिखा है दामोदर अष्टकम. तो सत्यव्रत मुनि यहाँ पे लिखते हैं कि कैसे ये भगवान दामोदर, दामोदर मतलब दाम का अर्थ है रस्सी, उदर मतलब पेट. तो दाम उदर मतलब जिनका पेट रस्सी से बंधा है उनको बोलते हैं दामोदर. तो so that is the meaning of the word damodar, means that one who is bound by the rope of love of his mother. तो यहाँ पे the first line is नमामीश्वरम सच्चिदानंद रूपम. जैसे हम देखते हैं कि कैसे जो बहुत सारे लोग जाते हैं बालाजी, हजारों लोग जाते हैं. तो बालाजी ये नाम में दो चीजें हैं. एक बाल मतलब छोटा, और जी. जी हम बोलते हैं जो बहुत बड़े आदमी हैं, शर्मा जी, ऐसे. जी मतलब ऐसा कोई बड़ा व्यक्ति है, बड़े पोस्ट पे है या बड़ा नाम है उसका, तो हम जी बोलते हैं उसको. तो मुख्यमंत्री जी या प्रधानमंत्री जी ऐसे हम बोलते हैं. तो ये बालाजी मतलब वो छोटे भी है बाल, और जी भी है, बड़े भी है. तो जनरली छोटे बच्चे को हम जी नहीं बोलते. जैसे किसी का नाम है अभी यहाँ पे ध्रुव है, तो हम ध्रुव जी नहीं बोलते. ध्रुव को ध्रुव ही बोलेंगे, है ना. तो यस ध्रुव, आपको कोई बोलता है ध्रुव जी? am I audible? सबको यार सुनाई दे रहा है?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So we don't tell G to small kids. जैसे कोई सोनू है, मुन्नू है, टिन्नू है, तो हम नहीं बोलते कि सोनू जी और मुन्नू जी और so that is G is used only for somebody very respectable. तो यहाँ पे हम देखते हैं कि बालाजी मतलब जो बाल भी है, छोटे भी है और जी भी है, तो उसका मतलब है कि वो बाल दिखते हैं लेकिन वो है नहीं बाल, वो बहुत बड़े हैं। तो वैसे ही जब हम भगवान को देखते हैं छोटे बालक के रूप में, तो हमको ये नहीं समझना चाहिए कि ये भी आम लड़के के जैसे हैं। तो यहाँ पे वो पहले ही बोल रहे हैं कि नमामि, मैं पहले प्रणाम करता हूँ। तो this is the first step in God realization, and that is respect. First we respect and then we understand, then we love, like that. Without that respect, the process doesn't start. तो यहाँ पे पहले वो नमस्कार करें, नमामि ईश्वरम सच्चिदानंद रूपम, ऐसे जो पूरे जगत के ईश्वर हैं, जो सच्चिदानंद है उनका शरीर, उनको मैं प्रणाम करता हूँ। And then he starts describing his beauty. First he starts about his greatness, that how great he is, and then he starts with his beauty, how he is sweet. Lasat kundalam gokule bhajamanam. He, in the whole Braja, whole Vrindavan, he is very famous as the darling of Mother Yashoda. And then Mother Yashoda sometimes punishes her own dear child when he does some naughty activities. Like you see in home also sometimes, when the child is little naughty, then the mother may punish or say some harsh things to the child. So similarly, Mother Yashoda also is on that level that she can chastise the Lord. Who can chastise the Lord? Everybody goes and fall flat, praying for his krupa. But then we find that only in Vrindavan the Lord is chastised, and that's where the sweetness comes. So these are the different understandings of the Lord. That how the devotees they have so much love for the Lord, that due to that love they feel that if I don't chastise the Lord, then Lord is under my care now. He should not become spoiled like an ordinary child. And with that caring nature, they sometimes chastise also. And that is very attractive to Krishna than the big glorification given by so many people coming and saluting. For example, the prime minister or that type of people, they are getting so much salutes all over the world. Whenever they go to any country, the whole army comes marching, saluting, and then they receive the salute. So every day, thousands of people salute them. But when that same person goes home and his mother may catch his ear telling that why you are so late, we are waiting for you here, and he says no, so some important meeting was there. He says, what important meeting? Now the whole prasad has become very thanda. So that kind of affectionate anger, affectionate reproach is very much pleasing to that person, because when he is accustomed to getting salute, that is boring for him. But then somebody lovingly chastises him, that he feels more kind of satisfying. So similarly, Lord Krishna also gets the big salute from everybody who comes to temple, lakhs and millions of people. But here in his own home, Vrindavan, there are personalities who can chastise Krishna, and that is very pleasing to him. There he feels at home. So that's what happens here in this pastime, that Mother Yashoda takes the superior role over Krishna for Krishna's pleasure. Krishna is very pleased in that. So this is how this first verse is there. And from tomorrow, tomorrow is the Purnima of Kartik Purnima, and that was the day when the Rasa Leela happened in Vrindavan. So Rasa Leela is the highest expression of Krishna and Krishna's dear devotees, gopis, when they had very special pastime of Rasa Leela, which is the kind of highest in terms of love, like that. So that is tomorrow's. In Maharashtra, that is celebrated as Kojagari Purnima. You have seen this. On that day, many people, they make sweet rice and milk preparations and take. So the point is this only, that these preparations are meant for Krishna. They are to be offered to Krishna, and then devotees they take. In temple also, tomorrow night, because tomorrow is the day of his Ras Leela. So the Lord, like Radha Ras Bihari is there. Wherever they are, they do their Ras Leela. So on the terrace of temple, they keep 2 full buckets of sweet rice meant for Sri Radha Ras Bihari. Because when they are doing Ras Leela, when they are tired, then they take that sweet rice. And the next day, then that sweet rice is distributed to devotees. So that happens tomorrow night. And they decorate also the Lord in very special way tomorrow evening. So tomorrow evening there will be very special darshan in temple. That is called as a the Rasa Purnima, Sharada Purnima, also it is called. So Sharad Purnima darshan, very special. So those who can come there and take darshan, the Sharad Purnima darshan will be in the evening, around 6 o'clock onwards. Not in the daytime. After evening, they do that darshan. So those who can come take darshan, most welcome, and those who cannot, somebody can share the tomorrow's special darshan photos. Who can do that?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I will do.
You will do it?
Yeah, I will do.
Yes, thank you. So, because it's very special, it's like once in a year that darshan is. They decorate the Lord very nicely with the forest scene behind and the moon behind. That's very nice. So that is tomorrow, and from tomorrow the Deep Dan starts. offering of the lamps to the Lord. So all of you also in your own homes for the whole month, every evening, you can do this special offering of the lamps to Lord Krishna. Specifically, this Radha Damodar, the photo in which the Lord Krishna is bound by Mother Yashoda, that photo we offer lamp. So if you come to the temple, that is like festival every evening. Thousands of people they come to offer the lamp, and it is very divine atmosphere where practically hundreds and hundreds of devotees offering lamps together to the deities. Very nice. And if you go this time to Mayapur or Vrindavan, that is like a spiritual world only. You find lakhs of people coming there and offering their prayers, offering their love, like that. So that's how we choose this month to go to the yatras. Okay. So anybody, anything has anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, last time we had given a question and so no one has answered.
I had
Okay.
answered.
Huh? Because we didn't get anyone's answer.
I had answered, Mama.
But I have not seen you. Okay, you show me how to do it because I am not good in all these things. So we have to start this. Once we will start doing it, then everybody will follow.
Yeah.
My next questionnaire is also ready, but
No, then what we can do is, if your questionnaire is ready, that questionnaire we can on that questionnaire next program beginning. So 5 minutes we can have that questionnaire on like online they can solve their own.
the next Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday, 12 to 12:10.
Mm-hmm.
We have that question answers online. That becomes a revision also, and then there only we come to know their kind of.
Okay, I will ask you to help me to do this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, sir.
Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Kartik
Jai.
Maas. Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
इसका एक ब्लू वाला तो वहाँ पड़ा हुआ है.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
3 times Hari Bol to Prabhuji.
हरि बोल.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
Hare